How much of that from your side tonight do you think was kind of maybe lack of urgency, lack of desperation, considering the circumstances?
Yeah, I didn't have them ready to play. Clearly, we committed 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game, and I think they were 13 for 13 from the line after the first quarter. So we can't come out with that lack of defensive focus and energy and expect to beat a great team on their own floor in a closeout game. So they took it to us. They were awesome tonight, and we got to be better.
What was the conversation at half? And I mean, did you know you were probably going to pull the plug pretty quick?
Yeah, I wasn't going to chase, this game. Obviously, with Game 6 coming up in 48 hours. So I talked to Draymond. I think he said 5 minutes, and so we gave the starting group the first 5 or 6 minutes, and we kind of had, unless we had made a huge run, kind of had it in mind that we would, pull the plug.
Was there any temptation though when you guys got down to, I think it was 12 or 13,
None.
to bring him in?
Yeah,
No?
you can't do that. When you make a move like that, and then the starters are on the bench, you can't go back to them. It's just not the right thing to do.
What can you say about the fight, though, that your guys' bench gave?
Loved our bench group. They came in. They forced Houston to bring their starters back in. They set a tone that we're going to need for Game 6. And I thought, even though we lost the game, I thought it was crucial that we fought the way we did in the fourth quarter.
And for someone like Moses, whose shot's been a little gone, for him to get to 25 points, get his shot going, how important is that?
Yeah, it's great. Got some rhythm. Very important for him to, to go out there and compete and play the way he did. So yeah, I mean, there were some positives in what was otherwise obviously a decisive loss. Houston was great, and they took it to us right away. But like I said, it was an important finish.
Steve, one of the things with such an experienced team is there's a comp for almost everything, and I'm wondering if this situation reminds you at all of the Game 5 in Memphis, and which you, of course, missed, but similar feeling?
Yeah, similar vibe, down 30 in the first half. I think in Memphis we might have been down 40 or 50 even. I don't remember exactly, but similar vibe, young team, on their home floor, trying to stay alive. They came out and threw haymakers at us. They made every shot in the first quarter. So we got what we deserved.
I also, the broadcast back home, there's a lot of talk from Bob Fitzgerald that they're targeting Steph's thumb and deliberately trying to hurt him. And I'm just wondering if that's your view of things, and if you've talked to the ref about it.
Yeah. So, the rule, the NBA is once the shot has been released, you're allowed to hit the guy's arm. And so what's happened in the league this year is players always they're going to outsmart, the rules. They know what they're doing. So players all over the league are just taking shots at guys' shooting hands after release because they know it's not going to be a foul. And I'm very confident that next year the league will fix it because it's only a matter of time before somebody, breaks a thumb or breaks a hand or whatever. But these are the rules. I do believe they're allowed to call a flagrant if they want. The refs could call a flagrant if the guy winds up and takes a shot. But no, it's been happening across the league all year long. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but we have to take it through the league process to get that changed, and that'll probably happen this summer, I would guess.
Do you think it's impacting Steph in this series?
No, I don't think it's impacting him. It's just again, it's players are going to do whatever they're allowed to do, and so after every release. Steph's getting hit, but it's basically within the rules. So this is how the league wants it right now. And I know we got 30 coaches who all think it's just idiotic that we allow this. So we'll have to take it through the competition committee, all that stuff this summer, and eventually we'll get it fixed. But right now, this is how the league works. Whatever the rules are, the players they're all really, really smart, and you can't blame them at all for doing whatever it takes to win the game. It's the highest level of competition on earth, and so it is what it is.
What challenges are you seeing that their zone is presenting, and what are the keys to beating an effective zone defense?
Well, I thought we were pretty good against the zone in Game 4. You can't get stagnant. You have to push the ball. You have to play with pace and movement and get to spots. And we definitely had some poor possessions against that zone tonight.
Steve, you look like I saw Jimmy and Draymond kind of talking things out. I think Steph was talking to you at some point. Because you guys have this championship experience, how fast do you know that, because you've been with these guys in these situations, that they turn the page and start looking toward the next game?
I mean, our guys have been here many times. Jimmy's been here many times. I think a couple of years ago, Jimmy was part of that Miami team that was up 3-0 against Boston, lost the next 3, and then had to win on the road in Game 7. This is what the playoffs are about. I mean, it's just incredibly competitive. Everybody who is playing now, who's still alive, has great basketball players and great coaches. And, I've said it throughout the series, Houston's a great team. Ime's a great coach, 52 wins, the 2 seed, athletic, they got all these lottery picks. So they're a hell of a team. And this is the playoffs, it's just as much a mental test, an emotional test, as it is a physical test, as a skill test. It's what makes it fun. It's what makes it challenging. It's what keeps you up at night. But this is what we do, and we love it.
Steve, how would you say Jimmy Butler was moving out there? What do you think he was healthy? I know before the game.
I'm sorry, who?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Kind of what do you think of his health and how he was moving tonight?
It's tough to gauge based on the way the game went. A game got out of hand early, and I think it wasn't his best night, but I think he was moving fine. I'm not concerned about him for Friday.
Just to follow up on their zone defense, did they do anything differently tonight, or was it more just
No.
your execution?
No, same zone that basically they played the other night, and we were out of sorts from the beginning, especially defensively, and I think that carried over to our offense. It's hard to play offense when you're taking the ball out of the net every single play. At one point, I think at halftime, their effective field goal percentage was 95%. I've never seen that in my life. So you're not winning that game.
What was so problematic defensively? I mean, you mentioned the early fouls, but I guess without seeing the film yet, like, where did you guys screw up most?
Well, honestly, the fouls set just a brutal tone for us. We can't. You can't set a tone defensively by fouling. You have to set a tone by putting pressure on the ball and being in the right spots to help and building your shell, rebounding, forcing the shots that you're willing to give up. We didn't do any of that.